The Champions League has gotten interesting once again this year. Welcome, guys. It's SKFC back with another video. We are going to be kind of just discussing the general state affairs of our premier club competition and exactly why you guys should be excited about what this season could possibly cook. Now, when we're looking at the current bracket in the quarterfinals, what is the first thing that immediately stands out to you? I mean, to be honest, I should really go without saying it. It's definitely this. And I know this is how Madrid fans felt when they were watching that second half performance.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So, with that being said, hey, yo, what up, indeed. Arsenal being up 3-0 on the current freaking champions of this competition is insane. And I know for a fact that nobody, and I do mean nobody, saw this coming. If you try to tell me you saw this coming, this is what I'm going to have to say to you.
Shut up!
So, with that being said as well, it presents a very interesting conundrum, not just for the Madridistas, but for the competition as a whole, especially when I spitball some interesting facts at y'all. This result was definitely not surprising. I mean, seriously, if you guys watch the game, this is how the Dortmund players felt throughout that entire game.
I can't fucking compete! I just can't fucking compete! Can you get the fuck out of my face?
Like, bro, they didn't do shit. You know, Guirassy missed a goal-touch chance, and outside of that, they didn't really do much to really get anything out of this game. And in fact, I honestly felt like they kind of gave up like halfway through the game. So Barca are, obviously in strong position to make that semifinal, and in the strongest position they've been in a long time to make the final for the first time in 10 years. As for Bayern Inter, I would say that with this specific first leg, I thought Bayern played well for about up until Inter scored. But Inter showed why, they're one of the best teams in the world right now. They were able to weather the storm. And for Bayern, clearly the injuries negatively affected their team a lot. And it's unfortunate for them because, of course, the final is being played in the Allianz Arena in their backyard. And we're going to come to why that is important in a second. And then, of course, there's PSG and Aston Villa. I mean, again, this definitely wasn't as lopsided as the Barca-Dortmund game based off the result, but Villa didn't really do much either to even try to win this game. They scored first against the run of play. They played in a low block. They tried to hang on, and they just didn't do a particularly good job of doing that. Disasi got turned in and out for the second goal. Villa thought they were going to get out of here with just a one-goal deficit, but then PSG put what should be the hammer blow in stoppage time in the first leg. Now, looking at the bracket as a whole, what I've really kind of gotten out of this is that out of these 8 teams that are here, okay, 4 of them, or should I say 5 of them, sorry, have made a Champions League final in this current decade. We're looking at PSG, Madrid, Inter, Bayern, and Dortmund. And Bayern and Real Madrid are the only 2 teams left that actually won the Champions League in this decade in recent times. Madrid obviously being the champion, Bayern winning it 5 years ago. So I do think it's interesting that both of these clubs are already in danger of getting knocked out. And if that does happen, right, then all of the teams that would be left, given where we are right now, are teams that have either not won the Champions League in recent times or have never won the Champions League to begin with, which will bring me to the more interesting point that I was saving for towards the end of this video. Now, see, this is where we start with the fun part, and I'm going to introduce you to a phenomena that I recently found out about, and I'm going to dub it the Munich Miracles. And listen, I know this was your reaction when you heard what I just said.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So you're probably wondering what the actual hell is a quote-unquote Munich Miracle. And basically what I've discovered is that there has been a total of 4, I repeat, 4 European Cup / Champions League finals that have taken place in the city of Munich. And what I have discovered is that all 4 Champions League finals include teams that up until that point had never won the Champions League before. The first final, it was the 1979 European Cup final between Nottingham Forest and Malmo, in which Nottingham won their first European Cup. The second final was the 1993 European Cup final between Olympique Marseille and AC Milan. The third final was between Borussia Dortmund and Juventus in 1997. And of course, the most recent final was between Bayern, the actual home team of the Allianz Arena, and of course, Chelsea Football Club. Again, what do all these finals have in common? All of the teams went on to win their first, and keyword here, first Champions League in those finals. And now, why do I bring it up, you say? Looking at this current side of the bracket, you can clearly see Arsenal and PSG have put both of themselves in pole position to make the Champions League semi-final. And from then on, if they can both see out the next tie, which they really should be able to, and we will have some very funny and disgusting conversations if they don't, by the way, FYI, that puts both teams in a position to make said final in Munich and giving them a chance to become the fifth team added on to this unique group, should I say. So, Arsenal fans, PSG fans, I know that you know that winning the Champions League is the ultimate hallmark of being a big club, and both of your clubs have had those opportunities snatched away from you. Arsenal, don't forget about Barca in 06. PSG, don't forget about the pain in 2020. And again, given how easily both these teams dominated their first leg opponents, this gives them a unique opportunity to right some wrongs and finally put themselves at the pinnacle of European football. And I want to thank you guys, to those who made it to the end of the video. If you found this video interesting, please let me know down in the comments below what you thought of it. This isn't usually the type of video I make. I usually try to make, more analytical type videos, but I thought a little brief Champions League knockout review plus some interesting narratives to consider would make for an intriguing video in and of itself. So let me know if you guys liked it. Again, if you made it this far. Honestly, if you made it this far, comment down below Munich Miracle. If you can do that, then I know that you watched the entire video. And if you did, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And most importantly of all, remember to have